Hey guys, welcome back to Feltz Farm. I'm Molly Feltz, and I just kind of wanted to give you a little update on more of our personal life and what's been going on the past couple months and why I've been a little MIA and doing videos and whatnot. Um, so, Jacob and I have a 10-month-old son. His name is Ford. And we found out a couple months ago that I'm pregnant. So I'm now 13 weeks pregnant. We're super excited. We didn't think it was going to happen quite so quick. Um, we went to the doctor when Ford was about 7 months old to make sure that it was okay to start trying for number two. And when he was 8 months, we found out we were pregnant. So we are super excited. We wanted them close together. We thought we'd have a few months of trying in between, but you know, the closer the better. So they'll be 16 months apart, which is awesome. We wanted him to have a little buddy to play with and grow up with on the farm, and then we'll probably take a break after this and then maybe have some more. But yeah, we are super excited. I'm 13 weeks pregnant now. The baby's due in March, and the first little bit was rough. It was really hard because I was still breastfeeding Ford, and he has a lot of food allergies, so I was on a really limited diet and only eating certain fruits and vegetables and some meats. And when you're newly pregnant, you don't really just crave vegetables and fruit and things like that. But so it was really tough on me, and I was really sick in the beginning, just like not nauseous sick, but sick, not feeling well. I couldn't get out of bed barely. It was rough. So poor Jacob had to really step up and really help out with the animals and do a lot more around here and take care of me and the baby. So the first little bit was hard, and then we decided to just stop breastfeeding for my sake and for Ford's, because since he was on a limited diet, he wasn't getting all the nutrition and calories that he still needed to grow. So it was best for everybody, and now I'm feeling a lot better. He's growing more, and it's a win-win all around, which is really good. And now I'm only supporting one child. So moms who breastfeed and are pregnant, kudos to you, because it is hard. So but now I'm starting to feel better. It's cooling off outside. So I'm going to start doing a lot more videos and being out here with the animals more. I'm just sitting on our porch right now. The goats are behind me, the puppies are at my feet, and the chickens are over in their little new enclosure. So it's nice out, and I'm feeling good, which is good. Um, but yeah, we are super excited to be pregnant. We don't know if it's a boy or a girl yet, but now I feel the same as I did with Ford. So we're kind of leaning towards a boy, but and the ultrasound looks just like Ford did, but you know, that's no it's no telling. It could there's 50-50 chance. So we'll see. But we were kind of nervous to try again because we had a really hard experience with Ford. My pregnancy was great. Everything was fine. We didn't think anything would go wrong, or there was no signs of problems. He was a week late. My water ended up breaking at Hickory Tavern, which is a restaurant. Well, more like a sports bar, but we were there watching a Georgia game. Jacob had just ordered a beer. This is the first time we had gone out in months, but I was no, it was an acorn. But I was 41 weeks. We were like, all right, the baby's never coming. I'm getting induced. This was on a Saturday. I was getting induced Monday. We were just expecting that to be what happened. So we were like, let's just go enjoy the last couple days. We sit down, his beer comes, my water breaks in the restaurant in front of everybody. It was so embarrassing, but it's pretty funny now. But so the waitresses were like helping me clean up and get to the car. Jacob chugged his beer. We had to get in the car. We went straight home, fed Teddy, got the bags ready, went to the hospital. If we would have known we had another 35 hours to spare, we probably would have ordered some food, hung out a little, showered when we got home, took our time, but we didn't know how fast it was going to be. So we get to the hospital, you know, we're freaking out. I feel totally fine. The contractions weren't bad yet or anything. Um, but long story short, it was a 35-hour labor. I wasn't progressing. I was on Pitocin the whole time. I got the epidural like 7 hours in, so I was not moving for like a good solid day. So we were just kind of bored in there watching football, hanging out. Epidural was amazing, so I felt great the whole labor, up until it was time to push, which took like 3 or 4 hours. And by then the epidural had worn off, which was not fun. And after 24 hours after your water breaks, things can get dangerous. And I've been septic before, back when I was like 19. So infections are pretty serious for me. So we kept telling the doctors and nurses, we're fine with the C-section. We just want a healthy baby, healthy mom, just everybody make it out okay. And they kept reassuring us, no, you're fine, baby's fine, heart rates are fine, everything's good. We like first-time moms to, to not have to have a C-section, so we're just going to keep trying. So it was like hour 30. I was like 9.5 centimeters dilated. They're like, all right, let's just do this. Let's get the show on the road and get this baby out. So we start pushing, not working. They did forceps, but his head was crooked, so they couldn't get him around him, and that didn't work. And then they had to suction him out and try number 3, which is they can only try 3 times. And on the 3rd try, it worked. They got him out. He wasn't breathing. Jacob didn't get to cut the cord. It was like a whirlwind. I barely remember it. I hemorrhaged and started bleeding out and spiked a fever of 106. And I was like going in and out of consciousness. I don't really remember a lot. I just remember them taking Ford away. They cleaned him up. He still wasn't crying. I started freaking out. I told Jacob to go see the baby, go see the baby. He's like, I'm not leaving you. I'm not leaving. Poor guy. I mean, he can't really do much, but just stand there and hold my hand and make sure, the doctors and nurses are all running around. It was crazy. Then Ford was not doing well. His heart rate dropped, and he spiked a fever, and he had a lot of other issues. But they let me kiss him. They rushed him to NICU, so we didn't get to really see him or do anything. And then I had to be okay before I could go down to the NICU. And of course, it's like midnight at this point. So we call our parents, and my parents are trying to pick up food for me because they're not letting me leave if I don't eat yet. So, and the epidural had to completely wear off of my legs, which one leg was fine, one leg wasn't. And so my parents were driving around trying to find a McDonald's that was open because the hospital cafeteria is not open 24 hours for some reason, which I think is craziness. So they went to like 4 different McDonald's to try to just find some food. They finally get there. I eat. I'm finally less numb so that I can go down, and we finally go see him like 8 hours later. And poor little guy's in the NICU for only 2 or 3 days. It wasn't terrible. But he had some problems after that where we couldn't leave the house for at least 2 months, which he was born in November 4th. So there went all of our holidays with family that we were so excited to go show him off. But the doctor said he cannot leave the house. You can only have certain visitors over. And so we really only had our parents over, and for the first couple months, and I couldn't even go to the grocery store with him. I couldn't go anywhere. Jacob went to work, but that was it. So the first couple months of Ford's life were very difficult, and it was pretty traumatic for all of us. We were really, it really took a toll on us, and then it just seemed like it was one thing after another with him. We never left the house, like I said, and he still ended up getting RSV and the flu. So I don't know if, it just happens. Someone carried it and came over. Jacob picked it up at work and didn't get sick and brought it home. I don't know, but we don't know what happened, but somehow he got RSV and the flu at the same time. Had to go to the hospital because that was why we couldn't leave the house, because his platelet count was really low, so his immune system was really weak. So if he did get sick, it was really serious. And unfortunately, that happened. So he was hospitalized just for a couple days. He perked right back up and was fine. We came home. And right after that is when we started seeing blood in his stool. And he would be throwing up and really upset, like his stomach was hurting. And I had seen this before because I was a nanny before I was a mom, and one of the babies I used to watch had a dairy allergy. So, and he would have blood in his poop when he would have a reaction. So I was like, okay, I know what this is. Let's go to the doctor. And the doctor was like, cut out dairy. If that doesn't work, cut out soy. And that worked for a little while. And then I started eating eggs a lot. And then we started seeing it again. And so we just knew, he was going to have a lot of allergies. And that started when he was about 2 months old. And it took until he was probably like 5 months for us to figure everything out. So he ended up being allergic through breast milk to dairy, soy, eggs, chicken, rice, like rice extract, anything of that, chickpeas, fish. I can't remember. I think that's all. I have it written down somewhere because there's a lot of foods. So I was on a really limited diet for a long time, trying to figure everything out. I even had to go on, it's called a TED, which is a total elimination diet, where you only eat like 4 or 5 certain foods, and then you start adding foods in, so then you can tell what he's allergic to, because it was really random foods and really random things, and rice was actually the last one that we found, in rice extract. And he was so sensitive to the point where even if it was manufactured in a facility that made dairy or soy or something like that, he would have a reaction. So I had to really be careful, and that was hard. But we got used to it. It is what it is. We couldn't eat out, not that we really did anyways, but if we would go out like with our families or something, it was basically just salad and olive oil, which is fine. I had never dieted before, so this was all new to me, and I was really proud of myself for sticking to it. But you do it for your kids, so so we did that until till he was 9 months old. I was 1 month, like 5 weeks pregnant, and it was just too rough. It was too hard, and like I said, he wasn't growing, so it just all kind of worked out. But so Ford has been kind of our little problem child, and it was kind of hard to convince Jacob for number 2, because we both want a big family. We want 4 or 5 kids, and then we had Ford and all of these issues, and it's been hard, and like mentally, and it's been draining, and you just want your kid to be happy and healthy, and it's just always one thing after another. And but he's doing better now that he's getting older, and he's crawling around, pulling up on everything. Developmentally, he's fine. He's super tall. He's just really skinny. But yeah, so he's getting better, and we keep hearing that number 2, the labor and the birth, is a lot easier. So that's what we keep telling ourselves, that we're going to have a positive experience. We're going to the same hospital. We have a different doctor this time, only because we moved. So it's a different doctor's office. But we love our doctor. She said if I get too nervous, I can always just schedule a C-section, since I did have such a rough experience, and schedule it like a week early or something like that. But we'll see what happens. If I have a good pregnancy, we'll just play it by ear and just hope for the best. But I have a good feeling about it. I have a good feeling about the baby. Everything, so far so good. We're both healthy. So so I'm really excited, but I just wanted to kind of explain why it's been kind of challenging, physically and mentally, this past couple months. But now I'm in the 2nd trimester. I'm doing great. Baby's doing great. Ford is doing great. We've just been kind of busy dealing with personal life stuff and trying not to worry, but it's just kind of hard. And, Ford's been eating real food now, so that's been a whole nother food issues and trials. And we're up to 9 safe foods right now, which is awesome. He's doing great. It's just a process. So everything is looking up, and we're doing good, and I'm going to start making a lot more videos, and we'll talk about my pregnancy on the way. I look like I'm 20 weeks right now, and my body feels like I could give birth any day, because my hips are so sore. Everything is already so sore. My body is not happy with me, but But other than that, I feel fine. I'm not as tired anymore. I was napping every day when Ford would nap, but he's asleep now and I feel great. So things should be getting better, and I'm excited to start making more videos and talking about the babies and showing Ford off more and him walking and all his big milestones. And I just kind of wanted to let you guys know what we've been doing the past few months and why we've been kind of MIA. But we've also been doing a lot of stuff on the farm. There's been a lot of changes going on, so there'll be a lot of videos coming soon. I showed you guys the new chicken enclosure. They started laying eggs, but kind of spotty. We've only had like 6 eggs, but we think this one chicken, she lays the egg not in a nesting box. It's up on a table on a different box. She's been past 3 days. She's had one in a row, so we know it's her because she's the only one that goes up there. And we don't know who the other ones are that are laying, but Jacob ate them yesterday for the first time. I had a bite. They were really good, so we're really excited. And the pups are doing great. They're both laying at my feet right now. And the goats are awesome. We've got some new animals coming. I think in about a week we'll be picking them up. I'll do another video on that. And we also have some news about our mama cat. She is pregnant. We did not get her spayed in time. So once she has these babies, they're all going to go get spayed and neutered. So I don't know. I guess it depends on how many kittens she has, whether we're going to keep them or give them away, or I don't know what we're going to do. But I told her it's okay. We all get pregnant kind of quick sometimes. But so there's a lot going on. So be expecting a lot more videos. Well, thanks for watching and stay tuned to see what else we do. Alrighty, bye.